Am I really that much? And breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really know you.
So I have to give you guys this random download that I just got. So I posted yesterday on my story Harley Quinn. And if anybody knows the backstory of Joker and Harley Quinn, Joker was a narcissist, and Joker basically mentally damaged Harley Quinn. So she allowed it because she loved him so much, which happens to a lot of victims of narcissist abuse, because they come with this sad story and they tell you about their life and you just fall victim to their stories. Damn, this thing's tight. So I'm driving just now and it kind of just hit me like, this is not just a me thing, because I be sitting there like, yo, maybe it's just me. Like, maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm just, taking it too far. No, this is a real thing. This is a true story. Everybody has a different way of their story, but we all fall back to the same thing, where we are manipulated in a way where we cannot function, because we basically sacrifice ourselves. So when she fell into the toxic waste, she sacrificed herself, because he said, are you willing to die for me? And that's what she did. So she died and she rebirthed into his image of how he lived his lifestyle. So she was in his world. Craziness. So then he left her, and the movie I was watching last night is her life outside of him. So yes, she still kept that crazy personality, just in her own way. I took it as, I have both. I have still myself and the person that I am maturing to be, but I still have a piece of that image that was created for what I was going through. And I kind of balance out with where I'm at today, in my world today, which is not a bad thing, because now I have a way to be more aware, because without that situation I wouldn't be so aware as I am now, because I was naive and I was young. I was 23, so I had in my early 20s, and I had some growing to do, a lot of not enough self-love and self-awareness, because if I did, I would never been in this situation in the first place, because it was very unhealthy from the beginning. And it teaches you not to sacrifice yourself like that ever again. That was a level of love where it was insane. So I'm just piecing everything together, and why there's certain things make sense the way it does. My voice keeps going in and out. The throat chakra starting to close up now. But that was a message of how somebody can really manipulate your mind like that and have you under mind control, and doing everything for them in their world. Scary place to be, in somebody else's world. One of those places I never want to be, in somebody else's world ever again. So for the girlies, the men, anybody that's going through this situation, I know it's scary to step out and do your own thing and return to a world outside of that person. But I can tell you, it's definitely going to be worth it. And it's not as scary as you think. Okay? And I also like to quote Tiana Taylor, because that was a true statement too, where, people ask, why didn't you leave? If all this was going on, I hate when people say that. I feel like that's the worst thing that you can do to someone that's already dealing with a lot of manipulation, is to sit there and tell them or ask them, oh, your pictures look nice and you guys look so happy. Why didn't you leave if all this was going on? Why, if this person was such a bad person, why did you stay? That is like the worst thing that you can do when somebody's brain is already feeling like they're at fault because somebody made them feel like they were the problem the whole time. So to come out and try to fit into this new beginning, you have people saying stuff like that to you, it makes you even recorded. I did not quote Tiana Taylor. I forgot to quote her. She basically was saying how it feels like you're in a cage. Like you put the dog in a cage, but you lift the door up and you say go, and it don't go. That's what it feels like. Like you're in a cage and you see the outside world, but the outside world, it looks tricky because you have been trained and fed illusions to the point that you're scared of the outside world. So that's what I meant to say. But if you want, look at her interview with Angie, I think it was Angie Martinez. I think her interview was dope. It's about her new album that's coming out, and her album is dedicated to, well, it's not dedicated, but it's about narcissistic abuse and how she dealt with her situation. And so far, her 2 songs, let me tell you, on the money. Okay, so back to the video. Because now it's like you have to defend the fact that, yeah, all along it was my fault too, because I sat here and I portrayed this person, or I tried to keep up this image because I didn't want nobody to look at this person like they're a bad person, or, I didn't want people to look at me like I'm stupid because you already got so much going on in your brain. So don't do that to people. When they come out, just really be supportive and encourage them to get the help so they can get back on track. Because when they do step out, it is like a brand new world. And it's like, I tell my sister all the time, it just felt like I was still in my 20s and everybody else was moved on with life and I had to catch up. That's what it felt like. So, don't let people do what they are doing. Let them vent, as many times as they need to, and let them get it out their system without feeling like they were the blame of it, because that's all they did feel the whole time. Like 24/7, you hear that all the time, and you have no room to breathe. You had no room to sleep. You had no room to just think of your own, because as soon as you did think of your own self, it was a problem. So give them time. Let them cry it out. Let them rest as much as possible, because they're going to need it. That's the advice I can get. The first month that I was out, officially out, like when I moved, you can even see it on my stories. I posted about how tired I was and how much I was sleeping and how much I felt like I was missing out in the summer, because all I wanted to do was rest, because I was in hermit mode and my body was recharging and getting back to resting my nervous system. So give people time and just pray for them and give them a lot of love. Check on them, because it's not an easy deal to just walk away. Okay, you're gonna have moments where you feel like, oh, I should go back, and you have went back so many times, so your body's used to doing that. But you just got to keep pushing and keep telling yourself, no, it's a battle, and it's a hard battle, and I know it's a hard battle because obviously I went through it. Keep going with the path that God is aligning for you. Rejection is protection or redirection. And know that the peace is well worth it at the end. The peace is definitely worth it. I would not change or trade my new life for my old one. No, I wouldn't. So when you get to that level of acceptance and really just at peace, you understand why I'm saying that. So until then, be encouraged. Watch a lot of videos on what you're going through so you won't feel like you are crazy, because you're not. The discard phase did happen, or whether they discard you or you discard them, reverse the discard, it don't matter. It happened. Look up as much as studies as you can. Do not focus on that other person. They are non-existent, really, because it was a mask the whole time. And focus on yourself. Get in the Word of God and just really isolate. Another person is not going to help your situation. It's not going to make you feel better. They will just become a distraction, and you don't want that on you. You know, you don't want that karma to come back, because hurt people. So really just tune in with yourself, and that is going to help you get through whatever you're going through. And I wish you guys the best of luck, but I'm out of here. I just got to work. I'm ready to see my baby. I have a meeting today. So I love you guys, and I hope this message reaches those who need it. And that's all I got. Bye. Mwah.